How to Bankrupt Alphabet Incorporated. A thought experiment. The following discussion is merely a social engineering thought experiment that can be conducted with any type of company. Google was chosen as an example here because of its tremendous size and preconceived immortality, like a modern Rome, thus making it more challenging to destroy. The intent of this discussion is to promote fruitful concepts in the minds of all pen testers and business owners, to empower them to foresee attack vectors by motivated adversaries and remedy them before they happen, and to simultaneously exploit the same weaknesses in their competition so as to rapidly induce catastrophic failure across a wide attack surface consisting of legal, technical, political, societal, financial, and cyber parameters. This strategy has been broken down into 7 hypothetical scenarios which would work in concert, supporting each other, each of which would be assigned its own team. Scenario 1. Initiation of a sudden, global antitrust avalanche. This is exploiting the negative events that are already occurring. Aggravate the existing landscape and sentiment to initiate a coordinated antitrust enforcement by the US, EU, India, Brazil, and others, catalyzed by an explosive leak of conclusive evidence, such as internal emails definitively illustrating illegal monopolistic behavior. Generate pressure for rapid court-ordered breakups, billions of dollars in fines, and freezes on core business operations like AdSense, Android, and Google Search. Fan public sentiment to demand governments to move fast under the rising public pressure, causing investor panic and advertisers to flee the platform. Historical events to study would be the breakup of Standard Oil and AT&T. Scenario 2. Induce a massive catastrophe linked directly to Google AI. This is exploiting Google's newest position, heighten public awareness of Google AI in sensitive markets. First, encourage its broad use, then pivot to alarm, such as the potential to cause large-scale real-world damage, like financial market crashes due to algorithmic misuse, or even personal harm via medical misinformation or mass psychosis of the youth. Create an arena of vigilance to blame any such damage on Google AI and rally the public to demand accountability. Focus on building a global outrage, lawsuits, U.S. Senate emergency hearings, bans, and ultimately a mass exodus of partners, further destabilizing public trust. Fan public sentiment to demand class action lawsuits, additionally exploiting insurance and liability exposure, maximizing payouts to the public. A historical event to study, the Boeing 737 MAX, but at a global internet scale. Scenario 3. Initiate discovery of systemic fraud. Leveraging public outrage of monopoly and AI damage, internal employees are now turned to assets by social engineers. Initiate an inside whistleblower and/or external hacker to reveal decades of manipulated ad metrics, fake click-through rates, and fraudulent billing to advertisers, causing massive refunds to be owed, SEC investigation, criminal prosecutions, collapse of remaining advertiser trust, and instant evaporation of significant ad revenue, coupled with existential reputational damage. This cascades into an advertiser's exodus. Alphabet's cash burn then accelerates sharply. Propaganda campaigns aim at turning all possible advertisers until roughly 80% of revenue from ads has been diverted to other platforms. Google's debt servicing begins to become unsustainable. Mass layoffs ensue and sell-offs fail. This exploits Google's Achilles heel as its core business is still advertisements. Historical events to study. Enron and Wirecard. Scenario 4. Initiate a monumental legal ruling on data ownership. This exploits another ongoing landscape and strikes at the foundation of Google's products and algorithms. Heighten push to initiate Supreme Court or EU Court, ruling that Google does not own data harvested from users without explicit contractual consent. Demand retroactive damages, deletion of core datasets, invalidation of AI training sets and knowledge bases, ultimately causing Google's search model to lose significant integrity. A historical event to study. Napster, but this time it's Google's entire data lake. Scenario 5. Incite internal revolt and mass exodus. Exploit the rising pressure from all the above scenarios. Initiate a leaked memo which reveals immoral or illegal corporate behavior, such as surveillance programs, discrimination, harassment, or voter manipulation. Employees at Google revolt, senior staff resign en masse, and all assist in accelerating data leaks. The rapid collapse of internal productivity and project cancellations further heightens investor panic. Without elite engineers, Google can no longer sustain itself competitively. Scenario 6. Critical infrastructure dependency cut or compromise. This exploits the opportunistic predator instinct of Google's jealous competitors. Initiate the severing of Google's dependence on third-party suppliers, such as Taiwan's TSMC for AI chips or certain undersea cable partners, by leveraging the growing public outrage. Suppliers can be encouraged or pressured to cancel business deals, impairing data centers' ability to scale or operate efficiently. AI, YouTube, and cloud begin to falter, and market confidence continues to plummet. Collapse is then accelerated due to speed of usage loss. Scenario 7. Initiate a coordinated cyber attack. The final nail. This exploits the growing legions of disgruntled insiders and internal chaos. Social engineers wait until internal sentiment is significantly volatile to turn additional insiders, then initiate an experienced cyber attack which compromises Google's core infrastructure, such as GCP, Gmail, and Search, and leaks or erases massive user data and proprietary systems. This causes a final collapse of trust, cascading data loss lawsuits, national bans, and remaining partners pull out. Confidence in Google's reliability is thoroughly compromised. The extreme negative perception alone now drives its downfall. A historical event to study. The SolarWinds hack, but aimed at a company holding all your data. As can be seen, just one inside asset turned whistleblower would assist nearly all scenarios. Remember, it is far easier to hack humans than secured systems. Therefore, make friends with your competitors' employees. While some may see this as a nightmare, others may see it as a blessing. All the suppressed competitors of Google would have nearly immediate tremendous growth, both in users and employees. The degree of internet censorship and bottlenecking would be significantly reduced, causing the internet to suddenly appear larger. The massive influx of new competitors with new services, new search engines, and new investors would cause a Renaissance tech age filled with technological advancement. A period of profound and widespread innovation fueled by the convergence of various cutting-edge technologies whose very existence was censored by Google's highly biased and bottlenecked search results, but is now supported by buying up Google's equipment at pennies on the dollar. I would appreciate if all listeners would get involved by sharing this video or by commenting with any additional scenarios seen as plausible, or links to detailed thought experiments which you have conducted yourself, and any future thought experiments that you would like to see on this channel, such as how to raise an army. Have a wonderful day.